Bravo 6. Going dark.
Hello everybody and welcome to the green strat for Canal. It's me, Zeus, bringing you as another strat. You are going to need 5 people for this, and the first person you're going to need is going to be an Ash. Now with Ash, your kit doesn't really matter, just where you spawn and that you don't take the diffuser. You're going to want to spawn construction site, and you're going to push your way to bottom green. Now, if you're doing this with a random 5 stack, it's going to be a lot harder to explain, but if you're doing this with like a set of your friends and stuff like that, you'll want to have an in-game time set up for when you take this rush. So for the video's sake, I just did it at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That way, that gives me plenty of time to run places with certain operators, and usually that's when I'll do it, is 2:30. Now with Ash, you're actually going to want to shoot her Ash charge at 2:32 because it takes a couple of seconds to go off. Once you get in, you'll want to rush up the staircase, and you're going to run into sight. You're going to hold this angle right here behind the desk. Now, there might be a hole up to your left. People will use this to kind of watch top red. You won't need to, or even really worry about it, because it's not deep enough that they'll be able to see you. Just watch this door exactly. The next operator you are going to need is going to be Buck. Now, your kit doesn't really matter, but stun grenades are going to prove pretty helpful to you, so I recommend taking those. You are going to want to push to bottom red, and at about 2:34, you're going to break the door open. That way you actually make it to the top of red staircase, or pretty close, by 2 minutes and 30. You can use these stun grenades to help clear out top red and kill box, and after you clear kill box, you're going to want to see if there's ankle holes here. If so, break this open and walk through here. If not, it's all good, just push through server door. Just know it's a little bit riskier to push server door, so be ready to take a gunfight. Your only real purpose as Buck at this point is just an extra gun on site and additional security, and you're going to help Ash hold that doorway. The next operator you are going to bring is going to be Gridlock. Now, the only important thing about Gridlock is you are the diffuser holder, and you're going to be pushing with Ash at bottom green stairs. Now, Ash will obviously be pushed in first because you're a little bit thicker, so you're going to throw a track stinger behind you guys to cover your flank, and by this time, Ash will already have sight cleared out. Come upstairs, and you're just going to plant right behind this pillar here. I planted a little centrally. You'll want to plant a little more to the left so that you don't get shot from that doorway. They sometimes will have a rotate where I just kind of paused and looked, so you can throw a track stinger there. I throw one top red, and since I had the extra, since they didn't have a rotate, they may or may not, so I'll just throw that onto green stairs. You will stay right here prone in this corner, and your job is to make sure that Ash does not get flanked and you can hear the diffuser. Now the next operator you can be will be Dokkaebi, Lion, or Finka. Now if any of them are banned, these are obviously alternatives. Now their timings are also going to vary a little bit, so I will show you how to use each. Dokkaebi, you'll stay outside in garage, you'll call it 2:32 because your animation takes 2 seconds, and then you'll push in. Buck will obviously already be at the top of the stairs, you're just kind of the late shock and awe. You can walk through those holes and server door, but for the betterment of the team, you're going to want to go outside, and you'll rappel to the roof, break Skybridge window, and be watching Printer stairs. This will kind of take some of the weight off Buck's shoulders and off Ash's shoulders, because, well, Ash doesn't have the great zoom, and Buck is pretty close to top red, so he can handle it. Now, Lion's timing, I'm going to be kind of hung out here. You're not supposed to, obviously, just do it while you're running, but if you can look to my right where that railing kind of meets the landing of the stairs, you'll want to be right about there when you call in your Lion scan. That way it's going off right about the time you get to the top of the stairs here. You can obviously push in server door, but go outside usually. Now, Finka, you're going to want to do it on the next landing up at the very crux of where that railing meets as well. You can push in server, but for the most part, you should just be going outside. Go inside if somebody dies. That's going to be your most helpful thing. Now, the last operator you're going to want to bring is going to be Knock. She's kind of the least important of the operators. That's why I say you need 5, but you can make this work with 3 people, potentially, if you each just push a staircase, but this will kind of help for security reasons. So Knock will come over here because, well, somebody might be spawn peeking from this window. They get a good line of sight onto red stairs, like bottom red. At this time, Buck would be pushing in, so after you've cleared, make sure that there's nobody going to be shooting him in the back. Count to 5, then you will be jumping in, start making your way up yellow stairs. You should hit the top of Printer stairs by about 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Now, make sure that you clear out radio and the entirety of Printer, the room, because even though whoever's pushed with Buck will be up on the roof, they won't be able to see actually into the room. Just make sure that nobody's going to be on your flank or anything like that. And then you're effectively just another gun on site. You are helpful for security reasons, and if Buck or if Ash has died, you basically just pick up their spot. Now this wouldn't be a strat video of mine if I didn't also show you guys how to counter this push. So your best by far and away is going to be Goyo. He's very rarely banned that I've ever seen, and you get 45 seconds to set these up, so it does say action phase, but you get plenty of time. Now when you set them, make sure you're setting them crouched level on bottom green, bottom red stairs, and on killbox door. Now the reason you set these crouched level is because there's a trick where you can punch kind of the middle of a barricade out twice and you'll be able to squeak through it, but not if you set them crouched. It will explode. Now you could set it on skybridge window like I pinged there, but for specifically my strat, you can either set them here where I was getting ready to, or on this fire extinguisher. And I know it seems kind of far, but as you can see, if you do shoot it, it will burn anybody who's trying to plant right here. Now, unfortunately, I shot that a little bit early because as Goyo, where you're going to want to play is going to be on skybridge. Now you can get a really long line of sight to it because there's that fire extinguisher I basically set it on. And you get a really good line of sight. You do have to peek out a little bit, but if there is a person who's up on the window up here, they won't actually be able to see you. The only person who would prove a problem would be anybody coming up printer stairs. But even then, those stairs are pretty loud, which is why you'll want to play knock if you push it. So you should be able to hear and pretty easily deny a plant. Your next operator is going to be Malusi. Now, she's not going to be dealing damage, but just more awareness kind of deals. You're going to want to put one Malusi device on top green. Now don't put it on this wall here. That's a big mistake a lot of people make. You'll want to actually put it on this half wall. This forces them to push all the way up the staircase and expose themselves to an angle from sight or 90 if they look down to shoot it. The next one you're going to want to put is going to be on skybridge. Now it's in a weird spot, but keep in mind if you're bringing Malusi, it means you're not bringing Goyo, which means you have nobody to really protect. And again, it's just proximity alarm that slows people down and lets you know what's going on. Now at top red, I don't really know a great spot. I'd like to put it here, but you actually have to put it here for killbox because otherwise people can kind of just stick their toes out of killbox and it does just barely reach and they'll be able to shoot it from the safety of inside. Now this spot, it still does kind of leave something to be desired, but it works. Now the last three are actually going to be operators all their own. They're not going to have any weird timings, so I'm only going to show you guys one perspective. It's going to be either Pulse, Valkyrie, or Solus. Now you're going to notice this whole time throughout this rush that we didn't clear any of downstairs, and this is just going to capitalize on that. The entirety of both of these sites, everywhere you can plant, is nitroable, so you can put Valkyrie cameras or just play Solus or Pulse down there. And nobody will be any the wiser. You will be able to nitro just about anything. I think even if they plant up on the desk in a site behind where Ash is sitting, you're still able to nitro them. The splash damage does reach. But yeah, the whole entire site is nitroable from anybody. You can also shoot them through the floor. This could extend on to Mozzie as well. Anybody really, but that's going to just about do it. I hope you guys get some dubskis out of this. I hope you have a great rest of your day and you take it easy.